Guys, you're watching The Shit Show with Danielle, where I break down the shit that our media overlords spin and give to us. Sorry I was away for the past couple days. I was a little ill. Anyways, today we're breaking down what the hell mainstream media is. So whether you're on the right or on the left, you've probably had some beef with this nebulous thing called mainstream media. And you're here to blame it for making you a victim of their false information. And despite watching it every day, you're frustrated that they don't cover what you want. So the problem is, you think that media should tell you what you want. But sometimes we don't want to know the truth. And then guess what? Those media networks, they get ratings by entertaining us. And they get ratings from you. Yeah, you. The mainstream media is following you. So what is it? What is this nebulous thing called mainstream media that everyone tells us that we can't trust anymore? Basically, it's whatever you're watching on TV or reading in your newspaper every day. And you think it's elite and therefore controlled by elites who don't have your best interest at heart. It's the stuff you watch willingly. And guess what? You wish you didn't sometimes, but we're too lazy to go out and find other media sources to get in with veritable goddamn truth. So the lack of specificity around what mainstream media is creating really a false enemy, distracting you from gaining real media literacy and just saying, you know what, this isn't real, I can't trust it. I can't trust the mainstream media. What can I trust then? So you start losing trust. You start following people like Trump, Ben Carson, or Ted Cruz, all of whom you see on mainstream media, who are telling you, we can't trust this mainstream media thing. We can't trust the very medium that you're listening to me right now on, that you've gotten to know me on, that maybe I even own part of the cable news television show or one on ABC, NBC, or CBS. You can't trust it. So follow me, believe me, and then buy my new media product. Look, this is dangerous. It's dangerous scapegoating to make mainstream media our enemy. They're basically trying to steal your attention and trust by creating enemies and making them a false prophet. Look, Time Warner owns CNN, HBO, the CW. Disney owns ABC, and ESPN and Pixar. Comcast owns NBC. And yes, before you get all, oh, Fox News is fair and balanced on me, Fox News is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who also owns 21st Century Fox and News Corp, which owns the Wall Street Journal, the Dow Jones, HarperCollins, the Sun, the New York Post. This is about as mainstream as you get, my friends. So basically, anything that shows up on your Facebook feed, therefore, is not mainstream. But guess what? That's also a problem because your Facebook feed is literally designed to give you what you want. It's custom fit to give you what you desire. And sometimes we don't want to know truth. Studies show that Facebook and media slant in local newspapers and on television really follow audiences, not the other way around. The media is a reflection of what you want. So why is this a problem? Basically, this isn't an exercise in getting you all huffy so that you don't trust anything. You're helpless, a victim, and then you either go out and become a vigilante or a schmuck. I'm not sure which. You basically want to be a rebel. You want to be different. You don't want to be like everyone else who follows this mainstream thing. Well, guess what? You're made from the same shit that I'm made out of. We're cut from the same cloth that God both made you and I. So stop this special snowflake bullshit that somehow, and guess what, that special snowflake thing, that's not my millennials' fault. That's totally my parents and the previous generations. Stop this special snowflake bullshit that we can't trust the mainstream. Because guess what? Thinking that you need to be different can also mean that you're denying common truths that we all must face. Look, people are frustrated right now that mainstream media isn't amplifying the CIA confirmation that Russia interfered with this election, or that they didn't make a bigger deal out of Clinton's ties to Saudi Arabia, or Trump's connections to Russia for that matter. Some people are really upset that the mainstream media hasn't confirmed alien abductions lately. But as such, our entertaining mainstream media is now fake news in other people's eyes because it isn't telling the truth. Look, when Anderson Cooper tells me to go fuck up a pizzeria because it's running a child sex trafficking ring in the back, then maybe I'll call mainstream media fake. But saying the mainstream media isn't fair and objective does not give us license to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We can't use our frustration with the mainstream media as license to go out and find alleged information, to find whatever the hell we want to believe. Look, I found a list of 10 undeniable signs that aliens exist online. This doesn't mean that it's real. Look, before you get all huffy about mainstream media, maybe you should think about what the hell it actually means. Because most likely that term, the very term mainstream media, was designed by some big news organization or elitist that you saw on mainstream media to think it's an enemy. It's easier to make enemies and follow fake messiahs than it is to go out and own up to the fact that we have to work for our reality, that we must discern and work for it. We also have to understand what we have to work for in order to trust or not trust in our alleged enemies and friends. And we also have to really question those people who are making reality too easy for us. So before you strike the rock, remember there might be truth in it. So next week, we're going to go over, well, not next week, tomorrow, I guess, we're going to go over this term political correctness. But actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to go over this new term that I came across in the media called patriotic correctness. Seems like the new thing that we're going to jump on. Anyways, this is The Shit Show with Danielle. Have a good night.